Yo, what's going on, everybody? And welcome back to JohnnyKpicks. And in this video, I'll be going over my full card picks and predictions along with the bets that I'm looking at so far for UFC Vegas 103 Kape versus Almabayev. Now, first things first, please hit that like button for me for this video. Subscribe if you are new to the channel or if you just haven't yet. Turn on those notifications so you know when I put out my videos. And if we go live on Wednesdays, maybe I do a watch along on Saturdays, who knows? Leave some comments below what fights you're looking forward to for this card, how well you did last night at UFC Seattle, the crazy card of the year so far. And check out my Patreon, patreon.com/JohnnyKpicks. You will find my early UFC content there, my picks, my predictions, my UFC betting cheat sheets. I also bet other sports like NBA, footy, hockey, baseball, football, anything. I always put my bets out there. So mainly focus on UFC, obviously, but I also have other stuff there too. Also, UFC survivor pools. I think we're down to the last maybe 3 people. So once we get a winner for that, we're going to be starting back up another UFC survivor pool. So you can join for free if you want to become a free member, or if you want to support also as well, that you can do that too for $5.99 a month. But yeah, last night was very fun. The first, I believe, 7 fights, if I'm not mistaken, were finishes. And then we started getting some decisions in there, here and there. But very fun fight. A lot of crazy stuff happened. I'm not going to go over it too much. But for my picks, I ended up going 8-4. I will say the one pick that I thought I should have won was the Matsumoto fight. I know it was a close fight, but I did think Matsumoto won rounds 1 and 2, but they gave it to Font. But other than that, the other 3 I definitely lost because Java got knocked out, Aslan got submitted, and Verchenikov is a fraud, and he got knocked out ground and pound. So can't really debate those too much, but it is what it is. But yeah, for my bets. I didn't do all that great either. I did end up losing 2.97 units, but let's get that back this week. It's okay. Like I said, a lot of crazy stuff happened. The overs were not hitting. I had a couple overs, a couple fight starts round 2 or 3s didn't happen. So it is what it is. It's one of those anomaly cards where if you were throwing darts last night at your bets, you probably hit at least 3 or 4 of them. So good. If you got a couple of those darts, good job. And but yeah, let's go through all the fights for UFC. What is it? Vegas, or I'm sorry, yeah, UFC Vegas 103. I'm getting confused with Seattle. There is 12 fights. Looking at the fights that kind of canceled, not a lot of craziness going on. But yeah, we'll go through the first one. Ricardo Ramos versus Chepe Mariscal. And Ramos, well-rounded fighter. He does have dynamic striking with those spinning elbows, flying knees, all that good stuff. He does have decent takedowns and grappling. Sometimes he just makes crucial, terrible fight IQ moments, and he gets like submitted or he gets knocked out. Like Julian Rosa submission. I mean, why are you trying to go on the mat with him? He has a crazy good submissions. Also got submitted to Charles Jourdain when he was going for a takedown. That's 2 takedowns in a row that he got submitted guillotine by. But he did come back. He beat Josh Shakubal. That was a very close fight though. But yeah, he's good, but it just sometimes, man, it's just the fight IQ is not all there. But Chepe Mariscal, he's also a well-rounded guy himself. Very good cardio, very durable. He likes to push forward, can take a hit, likes to get in some brawls. He can mix in the wrestling and takedowns. Just an overall well-rounded guy. He's looking pretty good going through all this. I mean, I'll say it now. I didn't think he beat Morgan Charrier in that fight, but it was a close fight. But yeah, looking really good. Got to go with Chepe here. I just think he's the smarter fighter. I think he's more durable, and I think he can win this fight, whether it's by a finish, maybe a Ramos bad fight IQ moment, or win a decision. So, but I'm going to go with Chepe by decision. One thing about Chepe is he's not really like the most prolific finisher. He mainly finishes a lot of guys like later in the fights, like maybe just out volume. I guess out volumes and out cardios his opponents, but he can get a finish here. Ramos is very hittable on the feet. He can get cracked and he can get guillotined, obviously. I mean, there's 2 guillotine losses in a row, and then he lost to Hukov. So, yeah, give me Mariscal by decision. I think he wins this one pretty much at a high clip. I would say at 7 or 8 out of 10 times for sure. Next one, Douglas Silva de Andrade versus John Castaneda. And we got Andrade, well-rounded guy, getting up there in age. Now he's 39. He's almost 40, slowing down a bit, but he still has good striking. He's got power in his hands. I wouldn't say he has the quickest hands, but if he lands, he can put you out. He does have good takedown defense. He does have decent grappling too, more so than not. He is keeping it on the feet more times than not. He is durable too. His cardio does slow down a little bit with his volume as the fight goes on now, but he's 39 years old, so I get it. And then we got John Castaneda. He's more of a grinder kind of style, well-rounded. He mixes in the wrestling and takedowns very good. He does have decent striking. He always pushes forward, good cardio for 3 rounds. Just one of those well-rounded guys like Kape. So again, I'm going to go with John Castaneda here. I think he gets it done probably by decision. I think maybe Douglas does win the first round. Potentially he could, but I just think as the fight goes on, John's going to be able to wear down Douglas and probably win a decision. I don't see a finish from Castaneda. If there is a finish, maybe Douglas catches Castaneda early, but we'll see, because Douglas is going to decision in a lot of his fights as of late anyways. And yeah, I'm going to go with Castaneda to win by decision here. I just think he's going to be able to just outgrind Douglas throughout 3 rounds and win 29-28 probably. But you could look at, the overs too, but I would, if you like Andrade, I would either he's probably the dog. I believe he's the dog. Doesn't say right here, but you can just look at him, money line, not to worry about the overs, but we'll see. But yeah, give me Castaneda by decision. This fight's going to be a fun one. Charles Johnson versus Ramazan Temirov. And yeah, we know Charles Johnson, he fights pretty much like once every 6 months on average. Sorry, guys. Solid striker. His takedown defense it's getting better, I will say. But he does have a very good get-up game. Good cardio for 3 rounds. He's very durable. Sometimes he can get cracked, but he's always durable, like I said. Always in it for 15 minutes. He's a dog. It seems like it gets stronger as the fight goes on as well. Very good technical striking, good kick, Muay Thai. He also can wrestle and grapple too. He doesn't really show it too much, and when he does, he always seems to fade a little bit more with his cardio, but he's, like I said, he's always there for 3 rounds. And then Temirov, very good striker, very explosive, he does have quick hands, good power in his hands. He's always looking for a finish, had a ton of first round finishes, pretty good. His takedown defense is pretty good, I'll say. He does like to keep it on the feet. He is a striker. But yeah, this is going to be a fun fight. Charles Johnson is going to be way bigger, way taller, 7-inch reach. Johnson does stay at range very well with his kicks too. It's just, what do you believe in Timirov's explosiveness, quick striking, the ability to get inside the pocket to maybe land some good shots, or do you believe in Charles Johnson being able to keep it on the feet, or keep it at range? I'm sorry, pick him apart with his kicks. If it does get close in the boxing range, he uses his knees. So I'm going to go with Charles Johnson. I know he's a little bit older. He's 34. It's nothing like he's 38 or 40 years old or anything, but he's on a little roll right now. I think he can stay at range. I think he can stay safe, not get knocked out. I don't even know if Charles Johnson's ever been knocked out in his career. No, he's never been finished in his career. So that's always a good look for this guy, because I think Timirov's only path to victory is to get Charles Johnson out of there by KO, and probably in rounds 1 or 2. So I'm going to go with Charles Johnson to win. I believe he is a slight dog. They don't have the odds up here. But I like that. I do think this fight will probably stay around a pick'em throughout all week. But I do like Charles Johnson to win. I'm going to say again by decision. I do think Temirov is very tough, very durable. I do think he'll slow down as the fight goes on with his power. The power will fade a little bit too, but I don't think he's going to death gas or anything. But give me Johnson to win. If you do want to be a little safe, though, maybe he is this slight underdog. You can do his plus 3.5 spread. I think he'll definitely win at least one round. And I think this fight goes to decision. So look at the overs, too. Next one, Andrea Lee versus JJ Aldrich. Andrea Lee, solid striker. She does have some... Sorry, I have like coughs up here. Solid striker. She throws a lot of volume, doesn't really hit a lot, throws a lot of air, if you want to say. Likes to express whenever she does throw her strikes. She likes to do the Caitlin Chikagian. She does have solid wrestling and grappling if the fight does get to the mat. Good submissions too, but she's pretty hittable on the feet, but she is durable. And she doesn't really have a lot of power coming back on her strikes. Not really a finisher unless she does get a submission. That could be a sneaky look in this fight, honestly. But JJ Aldrich, she's a solid striker. She can wrestle if need be, but she mainly keeps it on the feet. She does kind of push forward, plots forward. Not really a finisher either. But she does have solid striking. Takedown defense is pretty good too. So I think she can stuff a lot of Lee's takedowns here. This is just a weird fight. Like, I don't really trust either fighter, to be honest. So I don't mind people going for the dog maybe, but I'm going to go with JJ Aldrich to win. I just think she's going to land the better strikes, the more damaging strikes, if you want to say. Able to keep it on the feet. And if she can keep this fight on the feet for most of the fight, I do think she wins this. It's going to be probably a close decision. So definitely look at the overs. I'm sure they're going to be minus 600, but I do think that hits. But like I said, if you want a sneaky dart play, I think Lee by submission might be a good one. And it could be around like plus 800 or more, something crazy like that. But other than that, Aldrich, I'm going to say by decision again. I think this is going to be the card for decisions. Spoiler alert. There's going to be a ton of decisions, I'm saying. Next one's going to be a fun one. Lucas Almeida versus Danny Silva. Let me get this out of the way before I start. So we got Lucas Almeida. Let's see. I just lost my notes. There we are. Solid striker. Does have decent power in his hands. He's a little hittable on the feet, though. Can be taken down very easily and controlled. Does not really have the greatest ground game. He is primarily a striker. But he is very dangerous, though sometimes he can get caught, and he is hittable. So it's not really a good combo to have when you are a striker like him. But we got Danny Silva. He's got very good boxing. He is very durable. He doesn't really have the greatest striking defense either, but he is way more durable than Lucas Almeida. He does have some wrestling in his back pocket that he can implement here if he wants to or gets in trouble. He does like to work the body with his boxing, which I do like a ton. This fight could end up being close, but I'm gonna go with Danny Silva to win. I just think he's more durable. Like I said, I do think he can mix in the wrestling if he's in trouble. And if he does get a takedown, which I do think he can get a takedown, I think he can win the minutes that way, stay on top, and maybe that'll win him a round. If he needs that round, I think that's what he'll do. But it's basically like, Muay Thai kickboxer guy versus a boxer. But I just think Danny's just way more durable, and I think he can land that shot that Lucas he'll just get cracked. I don't trust the chin. If Danny works the body too, I think that can hurt Lucas too. So give me Silva to win. I'm going to say he does find a finish. I'm going to say second or third round knockout. Lucas does kind of slow down with his volume too as the fight goes on, and Danny's going to be there for all 3 rounds. He's just a durable guy and more of a grinder too. So Silva by KO rounds 2-3. Maybe you can look at that for a play. Trying to think if there's anything else. I wouldn't touch the over-unders unless it's an over 1.5. But give me Silva. KO. Next one. Montana De La Rosa versus Luana Carolina. And we got Montana. Solid wrestler. I mean, her takedowns are okay. She does like to push people up against the cage a lot to try to go for those takedowns. Striking is not great. She is hittable on the feet. Cardio durability is there too, but overall, just not really impressed. Andrea Lee decision. Very close fight. I actually thought Lee might have won that fight, but here we are. Luana Carolina, though, solid striker, good kickboxer, throws tons of volume with good kicks. Her takedown defense is pretty good, especially up against the cage. I'll say she has gotten better with her takedown defense. If she is taken down, she does try to get back up and takes the proper steps to do that. We have seen her mix in some wrestling here and there. She's on a little winning streak here. I don't think she'll wrestle, though. There's no way. But, she has been looking pretty good. I will say the fighters that she is beating as of late are on par with Montana. So I'm going to go with Carolina. I think she's the way better striker. I don't think Montana's wrestling is super amazing. Now I think she can take down Luana, but I think she's going to have to work for it. But damaging shots are going to come from Luana. I think Luana can get back up. I like her a lot in this fight, actually. So give me Luana to win. I'm gonna say by decision, but wouldn't be shocked. Maybe a late third round finish again. I think one of these fights, she did get a late finish. I think it was the Stolyarenko fight. She got a late finish, but yeah, I like Luana in this fight. Give me by decision. Next one we got is going to be on the main card. Really, okay. Austin Lane versus Mario Pinto. And Austin Lane, solid striker. He can wrestle and grapple, as we saw in his last fight against Robelis. That was a very good game plan from him. He is a little chinny. He's got a big head that Mario can hit. And he does slow down a little bit as the fight goes on. He's explosive early, but he is an athlete. He used to be an NFL defenseman. And, started MMA later in his career, but he is doing pretty decent, but he is very hittable too on the feet, that's what worries me in this fight. Pinto, though, he is making his UFC debut. He's a solid striker. He does have good power in his hands, good leg kicks. He can wrestle and grapple if need be. Takedown defense is okay. Pretty good. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but not bad. And I see this fight playing on the feet. And if that's the case, I think Pinto's going to win. I just don't trust Lane striking all that much. I think he does need to shoot some takedowns, and then he could maybe make this a closer fight. Maybe you can look at the over 1.5 if it's set at that. I don't know yet. I'm probably not going to touch this fight, I'll be honest. But I don't really see a lot of good value in this because I don't really trust Pinto at the price tag he's at. I believe it's like minus 300 or more. But gonna go with him to win. I'm going to say a knockout. I just don't trust Lane's striking defense. Let's put it that way. Second round knockout. Like I said, not touching this fight. Going to see how it plays out, and then we'll go from there. Maybe I'll bet Pinto later on. Next one, Nasrat Haqparast, versus Esteban Ribovics. And we got Nasrat. Solid striking, throws tons of volume. Not really that knockout kind of guy. He's death by 1,000 cut striker. Good takedown defense. He is pretty tough. He does get hit a lot. Very hittable. He has taken a lot of good shots from a lot of people, but he wears a lot of damage too. But he always stays in there. He's very durable. Like I said, he can wrestle, but he's primarily a striker. Ribovics also primarily a striker, but he's a very good striker. He's got lots of power in his hands. He's very durable as well, likes to push forward. His grappling and wrestling is pretty good. Takedown defense isn't the greatest, but I think this fight will mainly play out on the feet. It's going to be a fun striking fight. And yeah, give me Ribovics to win. He's going to land the way better shots. He's probably going to clip Nasrat a couple times here and there, rock him at least. I think he's live for a KO. If not, I think he'll win a decision just because he will be landing the more damaging shots, and you'll see it. So very high on Ribovics in this fight. Nasrat does like to make some fights close. I didn't really think he won against Jared Gordon, but it was a close one. He was able to get out malarkey, which that's not really the greatest thing to brag about. And then a lot of these fights were close. Like, he won by decision, but like, they were close. He just makes a lot of these fights very close. Even the Bobby Green fight was close. But Ribovics, I don't think it's going to be the case here. I think he's going to clearly win this fight, whether it's by KO or decision. So I'm going to say Ribovics gets a second round KO. I'm going to say it. I don't think Nasrat's been finished a lot, if not at all. He's got one KO and one submission loss, but Ribovics is a different demon. He throws heat. So Ribovics by KO, I'm going to say second or third round KO. Let's do that. Next one, we got Danny Barlow versus Sam Patterson. And Barlow, he's a powerful striker. He likes to stay at range. He's got a good straight left down the middle, hence his nickname, Left Hand to God. He does have good counter. He's a good counter striker too. He can mix in the wrestling and grappling. We haven't really seen it all that much, but he does have good volume. Though I know his last fight against Vertenikov, which I already said earlier in this, that he's not the greatest. It was a very close fight, and I don't even know if Barlow won that one. So it does worry me here a bit for that. But luckily for him, he is fighting Sam Patterson. Let's see. He's a solid striker himself. He does have power in his hands. Good submissions, a good sneaky guillotine, but his striking defense is not good. He can be taken down rather easily, but he does have a good BJJ. He has good BJJ off his back. He's just very, I don't want to say slow, but his reaction time, like for striking defense, is not there. Like he doesn't move his head at all. He can get cracked, and that's what really worries me for Sam Patterson. If this fight plays out on the feet, I think he gets knocked out first round, 100%. And that's what I'm going with. I think Danny Barlow's going to land that left hand to God and right on Sam Patterson's chin, whether it's going to be first or second round. Yeah, so give me Barlow to win by first or second round KO. I mean, there's really not much to say. And Patterson needs to grapple. Otherwise, he's not going to win this fight on the feet. Ain't no way. Not going to happen. Patterson can't survive on the feet. Ain't no way. So I don't think it's going to happen. But hey, maybe Patterson does get a guillotine. You don't know. We'll see. But Barlow's a play for me. Next one. William Gomis versus Hyder Amil. Interesting fight. Gomis, solid technical kickboxer. He stays at range very well. We have seen him wrestle and grapple at times, but he's primarily a kickboxer. He's not really a finisher on the feet either. He does have very good striking defense. He's very hard to hit. Takedown defense is pretty good too. The only little red flag I would say with William is he's, like I said, he's just not really a finisher that you would probably want. And sometimes he can be low volume, but that's probably because he stays at range very well. And he's more so a counter striker too sometimes, and he gets in that mode where he's just a kind of little bit of low volume, but he's winning his fights. He's 14-2. I do think he is getting a little better. He's 27 years old. Amil, though, solid striker himself. He's more of a explosive kind of striker with very good power in his hands. You wouldn't say he's the most technical for sure, but he does push forward. He doesn't mind getting hit. He's durable. He can mix in the wrestling too, but he's primarily a striker. And I'm gonna go with William. I just think, again, like I said earlier, William's striking defense is really good, and he's very hard to hit. He's gonna be taller. He's gonna be 3 inches of height, 3 inches of reach. And I think Williams is going to stay out on the outside and pick apart Hyder, and Hyder's going to get annoyed. He's going to try to blitz inside, and then maybe William gets, works the knees up the middle too, that way in the clinch. And Hyder, I think he's eventually going to try to go for some takedowns, and I don't know if it's going to work out for him in the long run. So give me Gomis to win by decision. Hyder is too durable, and Williams not finishing Hyder. I'd be shocked if that happens. But I do see William picking him apart at range for 3 rounds and probably winning a clear 29-28. Maybe Hyder wins 1 round because he does do a little bit more damaging shots, because he will. That's going to be the edge for him, just landing more damage. But I think Gomis will land a lot more, and he'll just win by decision, just like he normally does. I mean, he did get that KO body kick, but that was kind of controversial, if you want to say. So, yeah. Next one. I have no idea why this is a co-main event. Just want to throw that out there. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee before I get into this, because my stomach hurts. And you will know why my stomach hurts after I break this down. Cody Brundage. So we all know who Cody Brundage is. The kind of guy that just likes to get out of fights. But he does have decent power in his hands. His striking is okay. Pretty good wrestling. I'll say his wrestling is his best trait. I'll be nice. Solid takedowns. He just questioned his heart. That's it. He kind of gives up. He likes to take his easy way out. But you know what? Let me go back. It's really nothing impressive. I can't even say anything good about his last couple fights. Anyways, then we got Julian Marquez, who's a solid striker. He's well-rounded. He does have power in his hands. I used to say he has a good chin, but now looking back, KO. I'm worried about that chin. He doesn't really wrestle. He does have okay grappling with sneaky submissions. His takedown defense is awful. Hate to say this. I'm going with Cody Brundage. I think he finds either he wins a decision with his wrestling or he finds the chin. I'll say Cody Brundage is more durable. I think he's more durable than Julian Marquez at this moment in their careers. He's younger. He's going to have the wrestling upside, which I do think he's going to be able to take down Julian and keep him down. He just has to worry about not getting guillotined or something crazy or Darce choked. Julian slows down as the fight goes on more so. I think Cody Brundage has a little bit more cardio. It's weird to say. I can't even like say it. Cody Brundage wins this fight. I think so. Ugh. Cody Brundage wins. I'm ashamed of myself. Next fight we're going to do is the main event. Manal Kape versus Asu Almabayev. Now, this fight's going to be very good. We all know both these guys. Manal Kape, very, very good kickboxer, very good striking. He can be very explosive at times. He can wrestle and grapple, but he's probably not going to do it in this fight. He is very durable. He looked very good in his last fight against Silva. Basically played with his food, if you want to say, on the feet. He does have good takedown defense too. And very durable, very good cardio. He's going to be there for all 5 rounds here, I think. He's on his way up. And then we got Almabayev, who I think is a sneaky dark horse in this division, but he's a well-rounded guy. He's got good striking, good wrestling and grappling if he can get the fight to the mat. He does have good cardio. He's very durable. He's been fighting a lot of decent guys too. He's working his way up, but this is a pretty big step up in competition for him. I know he was supposed to fight someone else. I can't remember. I know it says it in the front page, and I don't really want to go back and look. But then they made this fight because I believe, was it Steve Ursig pulled out? I'm going back. Dang it. Can't remember. No, it was Brandon Royval. Oh, he was supposed to fight Steve Ursig. I would rather him wanted to see that fight more so than this one, but this is still been a good one. But yeah, I think this is going to be a fun fight. Like I said, if Almabayev can get the wrestling and grappling going, that's his path to victory, obviously. But I think Kape's going to be better on the feet. I think he's going to be landing a little bit more. I think his takedown defense is good enough to stuff the majority of Almabayev's takedowns. He's got very good footwork. He's very elusive. And I also think Manal Kape's striking is quicker. He's quicker. He's more explosive. So give me Kape to win. I'm going to say by decision. I don't think he's going to win 50-45 or even, he might get 49-46 on the judges' scorecards, but I think this could be a closer fight than maybe some people think. But I just think Manal Kape's just better at this moment in their careers. But like I said, if Almabayev can get that wrestling going and able to stay on top, keep Manal Kape down, I mean, he can win 48-47. If there is a finish, I do think it's going to be on the Kape side, but I don't see a finish in this fight. Look at the overs. I think that'll be a good play. Both guys are super durable and super hard to finish. So I don't even think Asu's been finished. Subbed once. And Kape, I know he's lost a lot of decisions, but He's been subbed twice. So, a sneaky play would be Almabayev by sub. But I think Kape wins a decision here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. All right, guys. That is it. That's all 12 fights for UFC. What is it? Vegas 103. Thank you everybody for watching. On your way out, like always, please hit the like button for me. It does help out my videos. Leave some comments as well. Also helps out the videos. Wednesday night, obviously, Defend Your Units will be back with a special guest. It's going to be a good one. You don't want to miss it. We always have fun. Unfortunately, we weren't able to hit the easy money and or beer money parlay last week for UFC Seattle, but we'll be back, and we'll definitely hit this one coming up for sure. So thanks everybody for watching. See you Wednesday night. Until next time, happy fight